Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to discuss the Revolutionary War. Look at that, Revolutionary War. I love how the T-I-O-N says shun. The Revolutionary War was the first war the United States of America fought against the country of England. And they even called it Mother England. And here's England over here, and we know that the Pilgrims came over to the United States of America on this coast right here across the Atlantic Ocean, and the colonists made 13 colonies, which were like states, but they didn't call them states then. They call them colonies. Well, the things happened in the Revolutionary War, the things that started that was that we know the colonists came from England for freedom. So when they came over here, they thought, oh, I am going to listen to King George III. I'm going to do everything he says. It's going to be almost like the second England. And then the 13 colonies got together and England started doing this. And you see the T-I-O-N and the T-I-O-N. It's called taxation without representation. So they would tax the colonists for things, but they wouldn't let them vote for who they wanted to be their mayor or their president or anything like this. And that's when the colonists said, well, if we're going to send our money back to you, England, guess what? We want to be able to vote for who we want to vote for, who's going to run our colonies. And the king said, I don't care. So they even had the nerve to tax the tea. Now, if you don't know, tea is a big thing in England, and it's pretty big in the United States, but in England it's a very big tradition. So the colonists had what's called a Boston Tea Party, where they revolted and said, no, we're going to dump your tea and we're going to fight you so we can own who we get to vote for. And in the end, we did get to win the war. And this is the first president who we voted for. These days, we have a very good relationship with England, and they're one of our greatest allies, which means friends. And you would think that 200 some years ago we wouldn't like it, but now we really are friends. And you're going to see some of these things that I see almost every day. These are the new British royals, not like King George III. But this is the Queen of England right now. And you might have seen Kate Middleton, or you might have seen Camilla Parker Bowles. And they are all in all these magazines that I read. Look, here's another one. This is the future King of England, Prince William and Princess Kate. I stayed up and watched their wedding. Here's another one with Prince William, and that's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So you've probably seen them and think, oh, yeah, I've seen them. This is part of our tradition, part of the American tradition that we're now close with Britain. Here we see them again. And actually, the one thing I'm really excited about, and this is a fictional story, look at this. Some of your parents or grandparents are probably watching The Crown on Netflix, and it's all about the British royals that we are now allies with. But 200 some years ago, we had a Revolutionary War and fought against them because we didn't want to have kings and queens. We wanted to have presidents.